Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So today's video is all about growing koi huge and also really quickly. We have actually cracked the secret on how to grow massive koi in record time. Stay tuned. So if you're new to the channel, one thing we like doing best is putting all the old fishy wives' tales in their place. So we're huge on the natural approach. So if you think you can do a better job than Mother Nature, think again. And also, if you've seen some of our other videos, you may have noticed that we don't like to mess around and we like to get straight to the point. There are loads and loads of other videos out there on how to grow your koi big, so we thought it would be only fair if we did one for you as well. So, you want to know how to grow koi fast? So the secret is, there is no secret. All you have to do is feed them a load of crap food all the time. It's not rocket science. I mean, how does any animal grow fast? You just keep feeding it. It isn't that difficult. It's not difficult, but it is unhealthy. So I lied. The video isn't about how to grow your koi massive in record space of time, so I do apologize about that. But it's more about what you're feeding them and what you're doing to your fish by overfeeding them, and also the water quality at the same time. So the main purpose of the video, like lots of our other videos, it's not about what humans want, it's about what the fish want and what they need. And they do not need to be fed as much as you feed them. It isn't good for them and it can cause all sorts of problems. How many of you keen koi keepers out there have spent hundreds or even thousands on a koi? You've got massive filters, your water quality is all good, and you know, the fish that you'd expect to last 20, 30, 40 years has died after 5 years, mysteriously. So then the part which really bugs me is, should a fish only last that long and you've been doing everything right, who do we blame? We always blame the fish. When it's not the fish's fault, it's our fault. Humans, most people, don't really know how to look after koi properly. Like all animals, even us humans, if we were to eat unhealthily all the time, our immune systems would drop and we become prone for other diseases and infections. So overfeeding any pet is frowned upon. So how come it's okay to do it to fish? So let's face it, if you took a hugely overweight dog to the vets, what do you think that vet's going to be thinking? The first thing he'll tell you what to do is that dog needs to go on a diet, and you need to look after him properly and feed him properly. I have a pet dog, I have a Labrador, and if I wanted a fat, huge dog, trust me, it wouldn't take long for that to happen. So when we bought our dog, we knew what type of dog we were going to get, and we actually looked into what's food's best for him. So as a dog owner, it's our responsibility to actually feed him properly on what's natural and which will be beneficial to him for the rest of his life. So it's my responsibility to feed him what he would naturally eat. We feed him on a raw diet, so of raw meat and vegetables, and also bones, which has been what they've been feeding on for thousands of years. We don't just feed him on pedigree chum, which is pretty much just made of cereal and a whole load of other rubbish. God knows what else. The proof is in the pudding. When he has a poo, his poos are this big. He literally uses all of the goodness up. If you were to feed him on other food, pedigree chum and kibble, that sort of thing, their poos are massive and they stink. This is generally because their body is rejecting the majority of that food and it's not absorbing it in any way, shape or form. Have you ever wondered why your fish leave long stringy poos behind in the pond? It's exactly the same thing. Most of it is just going straight through them and into the water. Okay, so the whole point of the dog and carp comparison is that if I was to leave some food on the floor for my dog, he would eat it, and he'd probably eat it all quite quickly. He doesn't know the difference if it's good for him or not. Exactly the same for koi or other fish. If you feed them rubbish food, they're opportunists. They will eat it, because if they don't eat it, they don't know when the next meal is going to be, and potentially they will die. So koi or carp naturally, most of the day will graze and graze and graze, especially when the temperature is warmer, and then come the cooler temperatures or the cooler months, they'll slow down and eventually not eat anything. So come the winter, when the fish would naturally go into hibernation status, lots of koi people will now put a heater on the pond, turn it up, get the water temperature up, and then guess what? The fish are forced to eat some more. So they don't even get a chance to hibernate and use up their fat reserves that they built up in the summer months. So I know we keep banging on about the natural approach, but let's look at what koi naturally eat. So in the wild, koi will naturally eat insects, mollusks, small fish. As fish are opportunists, they'll even occasionally take the small frog or anything else that comes their way. This is for one simple reason, and one reason only. If they didn't do that, they would just die. Because they're opportunists, they have to take what they can get. So now let's have a look at what's actually in some of the fish food that we feed our koi. Now this is from a really expensive brand. I'm not going to brand shame anyone. It is about £100 for 5 kilos of food, so it's expensive. Okay, so I'm going to read off some of the actual ingredients so I don't get it wrong. So one of the main ones is fish meal, so obviously dried fish and bones and whatnot, fine. But where or what type of fish are they? I can probably guarantee they're not freshwater fish. So, you know, that's one thing off the list, in my opinion. Unless they actually say where it's from, you don't even actually know what the fish are getting. Wheat germ, so basically grain, like dog food, just to bulk it up. Brewer's dried yeast, which is a vitamin B, fine, but again, it's a supplement. Fish oil, that's all it says, fine, but what type of fish oil? Again, not too sure. Soybean meal, so a source of protein. Krill meal, so ground up shrimp, again, marine shrimp, so freshwater fish, don't want to say any more. Dried seaweed meal, dried bakery product. You know, none of these are what you'd find in a natural body of water where these fish actually live. So that's just a few things what's actually in the food that we feed our fish. Now, the other problem as well, if you want to go down this route, if you really, really want to go down it and overfeed your fish just to grow them really big in a short space of time, you're going to have to spend a lot of money on your filter system, because the filter system has to be massive to actually cope with the amount of waste and ammonia that's going to go into that water. So if you can, feed your fish on a natural based food, and you can buy natural food from most aquatic shops, and you can also buy it online. Now I know it may be more expensive to do this way, but at least you know you're getting the best for your fish. And even if you can't do it every single time, at least once or twice a week, just to break it up a little bit. Okay, that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, you know what to do. Till next time.